Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Timestamps are down in the description box below if you want to get directly into the SummerSlam Night 1 review. Otherwise, fuck with me for a moment. So a couple of people have been asking me to talk about this, and honestly, the only reason why I didn't talk about it was because, there's not much that I could legitimately talk about. If I made a video on this, it would be like fucking 2 minutes, right? It's not really, I guess I could have done a short on it, but I hate doing shorts because it always gains an unwanted audience. But, hey, can't pick a better time to talk about it than now in the intro, right? Former WWE CEO Vince McMahon charged with reckless driving in Connecticut car crash. Link is down in the description box below, although you probably already know about it. Do we really have to even read this? Honestly, yeah, we could probably read at least the actual accident in itself. The accident occurred on Merritt Parkway in Westport, Connecticut on the morning of July 24th, according to a state police report obtained by USA Today. Wait, July 24th? Ain't that when Hogan died? He got into a car accident the same day Hogan died? Wow, talk about fucking luck. According to the report, McMahon was so wait, was he texting? Like, afterwards? About Hogan's death? On the same day that he got into a car accident? A+. I like that behavior. Not the car accident. I mean, like, looking out for your friend passing away even though were in a situation. Whatever. According to the report, McMahon was driving northbound on Route 15 when he collided with the rear of another vehicle and then crashed into a median wooden beam guardrail. Another vehicle was driving southbound on the route and collided with the debris projected from the center median of McMahon's vehicle. No injuries were reported in the crash, and there were no passengers in any of the affected vehicles. All vehicle airbags were deployed in the crash. TMZ was first to report the accident and posted photos of McMahon's damaged Bentley. McMahon was issued a misdemeanor for reckless driving and following too closely, resulting in an accident. He was released on a $500 bond and was ordered to reappear in Stamford Superior Court on August 26th. Goddamn US Today on your fucking ads. Is there any much to talk about now? They just start going on about the lawsuits. Yo, good on that guy. That guy's gonna get fucking paid. Holy shit. You got into a car accident with a fucking billionaire. You can't get... That's like the best day of your life, man. That is awesome. But there's a lot of people who are probably in the comment section. Not my comment section, although maybe my comment section also. But like, I remember when the report came out that Vince got into the accident, so many people on Twitter, you were so close. The Grim Reaper was so close. They could have taken Vince out. More of the wishing death on people shit. I don't know. I'm a little bit more conflicted with this one though. Like with Hogan, he said a naughty word. But with Vince McMahon, it's like, the shit he's implicated in, it's a hell of a lot worse than what Hogan has ever done. I still don't think it's to the point where, it merits the celebration of his death or wishing death on him. But it's Twitter, you know what I mean? So anybody who's anybody, they're going to wish death on you if you don't even agree with them politically, you know what I mean? So I'll take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, Vince McMahon got into a car accident. Oh, you know what? I might as well just talk about this too and just group it all in together. Apparently, Triple H says some shit also. I'm going to give you guys a double whammy because apparently the McMahon family, they can't keep out of trouble, little bro. What the hell did Triple H say, apparently? Triple H is saying the same things about Donald Trump and Vince McMahon. Okay, sure. Let's read it. Let's go straight to the quote. For us as a company, creative, all we can do is move forward. Oh, he's talking about the Vince McMahon allegations, right? And allegations are allegations. Okay. It's a complicated relationship for anybody in life. Nobody is perfect, but accusations are made, and that's a whole legal thing that is totally separate and aside from what we do. My job is to put on the best creative product that WWE can do, and luckily and happily, it's been successful and it's been working wonderfully. Business is in an incredible place right now. Fuck, I had to rest for like a couple seconds there, didn't I? And continuing to grow, especially with our partners at Netflix and NBC and CW and everyone in between. It's a wonderful time in our business and fans are enjoying it. So we're headed in a great direction. Let's see. Actually, when did he actually say this? Was this actually referring to the McMahon? Yeah, it absolutely was referring to the McMahon allegations. But my thing is, like, dude, did you say that at the White House? Like, you said that in front of Donald Trump? Like, really? With all the shit going on with the Epstein files, you actually said that at the White House in front of Donald Trump. I heard Lawrence Taylor was there too. He's another convicted pedophile. Holy shit, the optics of this is fucking horrible. Holy shit, man. So like you're trying to, I'm just saying, optically this looks fucking terrible. You're going out of your way to defend Vince McMahon after the whole allegation stuff with Janelle Grant at the White House in regards to fitness or whatever the fucking shit he's doing right now during the whole Trump Epstein scandal with Lawrence Taylor being right there. Okay. You guys are, your PR team right now is probably having a field day working overtime trying to make up something in order to give you guys to fucking say out there in public, you fucking retards. Holy shit, you guys are fucking retarded. I cannot stress that enough. You guys actually did all of that at one time without even the thought of recognizing the consequences that come from your actions. Really, it's very hard for me to actually side with you guys when you do stupid shit like that. It's kind of like the same situation with homegirl, what the hell's her name again? I forgot her fucking name. Tessa Blanchard. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I kind of side with you, but like, the way you like go about your business and how fucking retarded you are, it's really, really, really hard to side with you. Because like, you keep putting yourself in these ridiculous positions for people to have to defend you, when in reality, your rhetoric is fine. It's just your behavior as far as how you're putting forth said rhetoric. It's fucking abominably fucking terrible. And at that point, I can't defend you. Nor will I. Nor won't I. Nor would I want to. I won't. I might. Hopefully I feel better going forward, because I'm absolutely low IQ right now during this whole intro, am I? Who cares? I'm keeping all this shit in. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. No. And you won't, and you won't, and you won't, and you gonna love me. Wait, what am I doing right now? Let's get into the video. All right, let's go. Holy shit, this entire segment. I mean, from Cardi B going full retard in the ring, from the opener as far as the intro segments, from the entrances, like this whole entire thing to get past the first match took 42 minutes. It is 6:42 Eastern time as of this recording. If you're on the West Coast, it's 3:42. This is fucking wild. This did not, I repeat, man, I miss the days of professional wrestling when you can do an intro, you have the graphics play up, you get directly into the first match. You know how long it took to get directly into WrestleMania 17? Took like, what, at best, maybe, I want to say, 7 minutes to get directly into the first match? Between that and the first match, everything probably went like, at best, 15 minutes. I shit you not. Like, maybe 1/3 of this match time. I mean, the opener for 17 was what, Jericho and Regal, right? For the Intercontinental Championship. Between the opener, as far as the intro package, the actual fucking song, and all the stuff playing now, introducing the audience, JR and Paul Heyman on commentary, Jericho and William Regal, everything went like at best 15 minutes. Bruh, they gotta do time management better. This is not just the WWE problem. This is a fucking wrestling problem overall, man. God damn, 6 matches and it's gonna take you like what? Fucking 4 hours to get through? I get it. It's SummerSlam. It's a big 4 show. You want to go big. But man, there's gotta be better ways to do this shit. But with that being said, as far as the tag match goes, I thought it was fine. You know, I would say it would have been a lot more interesting if Roman and Jade would have lost, just to see what path they would have taken going forward. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure this plays into a future story as to why Jade and Roman won. But I'm saying, as far as any kind of story going forward, I would have been very curious had Jade and Roman actually lost, what would have been the path going forward. Plus, you know, I don't know. I'm not really one of those guys like, you gotta give the rub to Bron, bro. You gotta give the rub. You gotta, bro. You gotta taking the shit. Wipe my ass. Give the rub. Rub my asshole. Rub my asshole. No, I'm not one of those people. Okay, I'm not. As long as it has a decent story in regards to how I feel, what path they're gonna go down towards, I'm perfectly fine with it. And as far as the match is considered, as far as the in-ring work is considered, I thought it was fine. They paced themselves pretty well. So we're going to talk about the gnarly spot in a minute. I know what spot you guys want to talk about, but I like the hot tag spot too. It's like the little intricate things that no one really discusses that I really, really like. Like when Jey Uso was going to go for the hot tag to Roman Reigns, and as he's diving, you have Bron grab him in midair. He like dives and grabs him in midair, while Bronson at the same time pulls Roman off the apron. It was just timed so perfectly. It looks like Jay legitimately could have made the tag had they not done what they did. I love spots like that. You know, when they, don't wait and, we got to choreograph our spot, brother. Let's make sure we plan this shit perfectly fine. Which they did, but it didn't really seem that way. It didn't really feel that way. I love spots like that. And you got some other cool spots like the athleticism from Bron Breakker also, but Bronson Reed, the suicide dive outside of the ring, the don't pay suicider, and the Bron Breakker doing that. He's so goddamn crazy athletic to be a guy that size and being able to jump like that. He has to have I haven't seen it yet, but does he have the largest? It's got to be between him or maybe Montez Ford, right? Which one of those two have the best vertical jump in all of WWE? That'd be a nice little thing to look at. Which one of those two have the best vert jump? But yeah, the gnarly spot, Roman Reigns doing his, it was supposed to be the Undertaker top rope over the top tope con Helio, but I guess it was a tope con Helio, right? The con Helio one is the one you do a flip, right? This is just an over the top dive, I guess. It's the Undertaker suicide dive, but he did it, and it was very reminiscent of the cameraman spot with Taker and Shawn Michaels damn near. Actually, it kind of was a little tiny bit, but Roman at the last second kind of somersaulted a little bit. He dived and he overshot it a little bit, and he rolled. He tucked his neck and he rolled before fucking goddamn. Imagine if he didn't tuck his neck. That shit looked fucking horrific. Should have practiced that spot a little bit more, but luckily Roman was okay. One little nitpick I will say though is, are we in agreement that the barricade spot, that's just done with, right? That they do that spot more than I see wrestlers doing suplexes nowadays. Holy fuck. I remember the first time I seen the barricade spot, probably back at, for me, the first time I seen the barricade spot, I think I talked about this before. I said TLC in 2012, but someone reminded me a couple of months ago. It probably would have been Sheamus and Mark Henry at ironically enough, SummerSlam back in 2011. That probably would have been the first time I seen the barricade spot. And it's man, that shit's been done to fucking death. They need to retire that shit, or at least put it on hiatus for a little tiny bit. God damn, I'm tired of that damn move. But you did get the spot where, and I thought they were going to win the match with this too. But what the fuck was that? Holy shit. Holy botch. That camera, that's going to be on Botchamania. They're showing the match graphics with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and the Judgment Day. And while they're showing the match graphic, a random camera just fell in the middle of the ring. What the fuck was that all about? You'll probably catch it on Botchamania. Don't worry about it. You'll see what I mean. But the finish came with Jey Uso standing in the middle of the ring, and Bron Breakker was attempting to spear on him, and then Roman Reigns pushed him out the way in order to eat the spear. And I thought that was going to be the finish right there. Roman eats the spear, then Jade tries to fight off Bron Breakker before Bronson Reed overwhelms him, and then they get the win like that. Nope. Nope. The finish essentially came with Jey Uso hitting, they hit the 1D. Jay and Roman, they hit the 1D or the 3D on Bronson Reed. And did that go directly into the finish? I think that went directly into the finish. The 1D, and then Jey Uso ended up hitting the Uso splash, and they picked up the win. I don't know why I thought they were going to kick out. Then again, it is wrestling in 2025, so I don't know. Maybe that's why I thought they were going to kick out, because they kick out of fucking everything. But they didn't. Like I said, it got to the point. It was nothing crazy. Nothing, outside of the Roman Reigns spot. But just a solid, nice opener to kind of kick it up a little bit. Again, this went way too fucking long. The entire presentation as a whole, the entire fucking set. But outside of that, I'd probably go a solid 3 stars. I didn't think this was the best match of all time, not even fucking close, but nowhere near the worst match of all time either. Just a solid high C, and probably a C. Just a 3-star solid match. But coming up next, like I said, I've got the Judgment Day taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I wish there was someone I can goon to in this match, but, what can I say? You got 2 12-year-olds, transvestite, and whatever the fuck Raquel Gonzalez is, so let's get to it, and let's do it! I'll give credit where credit is due, man. The crowd was dead as fuck for this match. But when they got towards the finish, they got lively. And I gotta say, there were a couple of spots in this that, I gotta say, the girls went in there and they put their working boots on. Once again, kind of like the last match, where I called this the best match of all time. Fuck no. But it got the job done. I don't think it was better than the opener, but, still a pretty solid effort. I'd probably go 2 3/4, but, a very, very solid match nonetheless. The girls went out there. Like I said, they did. I might go 3 stars. Nah, do I want to go 3 stars? I think I might go 3 stars on this one, because I did really, really like the finish. I like how they played the audience, you know what I mean? Now, to be fair, I don't think this is going to be a long run, and man, credit where credit is due as far as, Alexa Bliss goes, man. She, gotta give her credit, man. The crowd likes her so much. It kind of, seeped off and it went on to Charlotte Flair. I've been catching up with Raw and SmackDown these past couple of weeks, and Charlotte's been getting cheered massively, a lot, ever since that Evolution show. Again, credit where credit is due. Alexa Bliss, she got Charlotte Flair. Oh, well, she's over already, but she got her cheered nonetheless. Like I said, as far as the match is considered, how it actually happened in the beginning, as far as how it was going towards the finish, was pretty lackadaisical, but at the same time, solid work. Lackadaisical in the sense that the girls didn't really fuck up anything. It was just that nothing was really happening that was worth talking about. There was not a lot of energy into the spots that they were actually doing, right? But as time started to build up, as they were doing their moves, as they were starting to do their choreographed spots, but at the very least, choreographed spots that didn't look too fucking obvious like you typically see in the Diva matches, it started to get better. It really did. It actually did start to get better. Essentially, the finish came where you had Charlotte Flair. I don't know what she was attempting to go for, but actually, let me go back a little bit, because I did like this spot a little tiny bit. The spot where you had Charlotte Flair, she had Raquel Rodriguez locked into the figure 8, and then you had Roxanne Perez hit her with a lion salt. And then when she hit her with the lion salt, she did some maneuver that I can't remember. But then she picked her. No, I think it was the Tejana bomb, right? She hit her with the lion salt, and then Raquel picked her up and then hit her with the Tejana bomb. And then Roxanne Perez picked her up. Ooh, tongue twisted. She set her up for the Code Red, or I guess she calls it the Pop Rocks, right? And she hits her with it, and then you had Alexa Bliss come out of nowhere, and she hits her with a rolling net breaker on the floor. I thought that was all pretty good. I like that little, that little time choreographed spotty big spot. But like I said, the finish essentially came where you had Alexa Bliss. She accidentally hit Charlotte Flair in the face with a punch when she attempted to hit Raquel Rodriguez, or I think she actually attempted to hit Roxanne Perez, now that I think about it. And, she was trying to battle back Alexa Bliss by herself against Raquel and Roxanne. Eventually, she got Raquel into the Sister Abigail. And when she put her into the Sister Abigail, you have Charlotte Flair in the background after getting punched in the face by Alexa. She's like staring at Alexa in the foreground. Like, it's kind of blurry in the picture, but you can kind of see her. And then the picture kind of makes itself known, and you can see Charlotte with this look on her face like she's upset that she got punched in the face by Alexa Bliss. And she looks like she's going to attack Alexa Bliss, but instead she boots Raquel Rodriguez in the face, which allows Alexa Bliss to hit the Sister Abigail on Roxanne Perez. And they're the new tag team champions. Again, good on Alexa Bliss. I mean, say what you will, man. She got the crowd to like Charlotte Flair because she's so over with the audience. Credit where credit is due, man. Credit where credit is due. And good job on Roxanne Perez also. You got to think to yourself, that's a big spot for her, being in the ring with, two, you can probably say Hall of Famers with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, just given what their resumes are. So that's a nice spot for Roxanne Perez. I know most people are going to probably take the same approach like they might take with the tag team match earlier on with Bron Breakker. Oh, the young talent. Oh, God, they're so young. Why can't they not be older? Oh, boy, if they were older, they would be over. Oh, God, they would be putting them over. Don't worry about it, okay? Roxanne Perez, yeah, she was the one to eat the pinfall, but I mean, you're in the ring with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, for God's sakes, right? I mean, that alone is good enough to put on anybody's resume as far as being something to check off, right? So good for her. And like I said, solid match. I don't think I could quite, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to go 3 stars, but I don't think I can quite go there. It was a solid match, but nothing more, nothing less. I'll probably go 2 3/4. But you know, a nice little filler spot match for SummerSlam. Goddamn, way too many fucking tag team matches, I'll tell you what. But coming up next, we got Karrion Kross taking on Sami Zayn. I kind of got a feeling this might be a sleeper. I mean, if for nothing else, this is Karrion Kross's probably his last chance to have a showing on, unless something's going to happen in his future, and it starts with an E and it ends with an R. It's Endeavor. You're retarded, okay? Let's get it on! Ah, man, that sucks. They were actually starting to sing Hulk Hogan's theme song. The crowd was. You can actually hear them. It's not even a stadium. You can hear them singing Hogan's theme song. Man, the power of Hulkamania, brother. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace still. But, yeah, Karrion Kross is getting released. Like, are we done here? Like, conversation over with? Karrion Kross is getting released. He lost. It wasn't just the fact that he lost this match. I can forgive him losing the match. It's the fact that he lost it in such a lackadaisical manner. Like, look, I'm not here to say that a wrestler has to kick out of every single fucking thing. Obviously, I don't want that. In fact, I'm actually somewhat happy that all it took was one finisher to get a match over with. I'm just suggesting, and I'm just saying that, like, I feel like in this day and age, it would have been more of an effort. Like, this match, for the most part, was nothing. Like, this was nothing. They had something going with a story being told with Sami Zayn and, you know, using the pipe and throwing outside the ring, and Karrion Kross nearly using the pipe earlier on, like, and Sami kind of doing the, should I stay or should I go gimmick, right? But, you know, like, I mean, think about this for a second. He got the pipe, right? Like, Scarlett tried to give him the pipe, and he took the pipe and threw it outside the ring. Damn near hit a fan with it when he bounced off the steps. And it's like, you know, Karrion Kross tried to ambush him. He caught him, hit him with an exploder into the corner, got up, haluva kick, Bob's your uncle. That's it. That was it. I'll even say this. This match could have probably been a main event match. Not main event in, like, you know, main event in a show. Main event as in the show that people forget still exists. Main event. I mean, does it still exist? I don't fucking know. Yeah, he's done, bro. He's done. And I know people are going to probably sit back and they're going to say something along the lines of, man, Karrion Kross, he was a do-gooder. You know, everybody was behind him. He was, look, man, I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't give a fuck about Karrion Kross. I don't. He didn't enthuse me. He didn't do anything for me. Not to say that WWE couldn't have done anything for him. It's not to say that they couldn't give him something to work with. I mean, Buddy came on the fucking brand of Spartacus, for God's sakes, right? But, you know, here's his opportunity to go on the indie circuit and make a name for himself. I mean, to be fair, though, he's not really what I would call a blooming, springing flower, right? I mean, Buddy's got to be like, what, 40 at this point? I think he actually just did turn 40, now that I think about it. But here's his chance. You know, if I was him, I'd probably end up going to TNA. I mean, wasn't he made a name for himself in TNA as Killer Kross, right? You know, go over there, do your thing, and yeah, just make a name for yourself. You know, 3rd time's the charm, right? He got released the first time. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get released the 2nd time, going off of how this match was. And you know, life. Look, at the end of the day, life can go in many ways, you know. Sometimes a girl's bending over and you can lift up her dress and you can just take advantage of her and she'll let you. And other times, she'll call the cops on you. And unfortunately, Karrion Kross got the cops called on him. Hopefully, he can bond out. Or probably not, because this match was the absolute shits. And if this is anything to prove, folks, is that you goddamn wrestling fans out there chanting your wrestler's name. You're chanting your favorite wrestlers. Like, come on, we can get them over, guys. If we rally together, we put our hearts together, if we bump titties and bump chests together, we can be able to get any wrestler we want to get over if we just chant his name and act super fucking obnoxious online and make sure that the people in the back, the higher powers, know that we like this wrestler. Like, no, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Karrion Kross is absolutely going to get future endeavored. I'm not going to miss him because I don't give a fuck about him. And, if anything, Scarlett Bordeaux should stay. She has booty. And we all can we can all use a little booty in our life. And if she wants to stay, I think Karrion Kross should go and she should stay. This should absolutely be a Mark Merrill Sable situation. Probably won't be, but if she wants that to be the case, I think that can absolutely be the case. But with that being said, rest in peace to Karrion Kross's WWE career. You're about as dead as Hulk Hogan right now. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, the battle of the physiques, the battle of the somewhat booty. Let's get it on right now, shall we? We shall. Is one of them injured right now? Because that match went way shorter than I thought it was going to go. Which is a shame. Because I kind of thought both girls went out there. And they, for the little time that they had, or the little time that, they were using within this match right here, I kind of felt like they were somewhat doing their thing. You know what I mean? Now, I will say, Tiffany Stratton, she could cover her mouth a little bit because her calling spots, she's not even saying them really loud, but you can clearly tell she's communicating with Jade Cargill. I will say chill on that a little bit because outside of that, her being a base, this is crazy. I didn't even realize, apparently Tiffany Stratton has been doing this shorter than Jade Cargill. I never even recognized that. I think it was Michael Cole on commentary who made note of the fact that Tiffany Stratton, she started training back in 2021, apparently. Allegedly. And then you have Jade Cargill over here. I mean, yeah, she formally debuted in 2021, but she started training back in 2018. Make that make sense. Why is Tiffany Stratton a better wrestler than Jade Cargill when she started 3 years afterwards? That's wild. Because, if it's not injury, I can only think to myself, it's not Tiffany Stratton. She's gone a pretty decent amount of time in the ring. Outside of gimmicks, I've never seen Jade Cargill go past, maybe 15 minutes, give or take, and I'm being generous with that. No, but she won a pretty decent amount of time with Naomi at WrestleMania, now that I think about it. But apparently that wasn't the case here. These girls, if this match went more than 6 minutes, I'd be very, very shocked. This did not feel long at all. Maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe I was in some type of psychosis and I fell asleep in the middle of the match. I mean, that typically happens during most women matches, so it wouldn't shock me. But, this match didn't feel long at all. But like I said, for what they actually were given as far as time is considered to do in the match, I thought they did okay. I thought there were some pretty decent spots. Got a from Tiffany Stratton, and she nailed it pretty well though. She did a better suicide dive than Bronson, in my opinion. Obviously better than Roman Reigns because she didn't nearly kill herself. You really get a suicide dive there, don't you, boys? Ooh. But you got some pretty decent spots from Jade Cargill. Also, she has a new move in her repertoire, if you will. She calls it the Eye of the Storm, which is pretty much just a sit-out, spin-out powerbomb. That was pretty cool, I guess. She did hit the Jaded on Tiffany Stratton, but she went for the pinfall and she pulled her way too close on the ropes, and her feet ended up touching the ropes, which obviously gave Tiffany Stratton an out. And she attempted a Jaded off the top rope, but when she did it, Tiffany Stratton reversed it into I guess you can say technically a roll-up off the top rope. I wouldn't know what else to call it. But she did that, and she got back up, and she ended up hitting her with some maneuver that I can't fucking remember. And then she ended up hitting her with the prettiest moonsault ever in order to get the win. Like I said, very short. not that I'm complaining, because again, if we can get to like the better stuff, I mean, this card sucks absolute ass on paper when you really look at it, so it shouldn't really shock me. But I will make note of the fact also how they came out to the ring. I didn't know Jade Cargill. Oh, you know, I can't say that. I do remember reading the story. I gotta look it up, but I think I remember one of her someone mentioning on Twitter. I read a post like a year ago of someone saying something like she was related to one of the football players from Jamaica or something like that. I don't know what family member, but I think I do remember them saying something like that. So actually, no, I can't say that I'm actually shocked that she's Jamaican. And then her last name is Cargill. So yeah, there's a lot of Jamaicans down here in Miami who have names like that. So again, I shouldn't be shocked, but yeah, she came out looking sexy as fuck, mind you. Actually, Tiffany Stratton is sexy as fuck. They both look fine as fuck, honestly. And yeah, just like I said, outside of the time in itself. Now, I will, let me actually make note of this real quick. I will say this. So, like, what was really the point of, like, the tournament match, right? Like, you had this tournament and you were doing all this shit. Like, I feel like that was just a waste of fucking time. Or is it just me? Like, you did that entire tournament for so many weeks, right? I'm pretty sure they're going to use the King of the Ring, because they did it, what, like 2 or 3 times so far? I'm pretty sure they're going to use the King of the Ring in a very similar manner as to how they used the Royal Rumble for WrestleMania. They're going to use the King of the Ring for SummerSlam, right? And that, you know, similar manner. I don't know. Like, you had an opportunity to, and I know they did the triple threat. They're doing the triple threat match tomorrow with Io and Rhea and, you know, Naomi. I was kind of hoping that maybe they were going to, like, you know, you can still do Naomi and Rhea if you really wanted to. If you were going to do the King of the Ring tournament and it was going to be like this, I wouldn't have mind if you would have done, like, you know, Io Sky versus Asuka. I think that would have been a way better match. Unfortunately, well, I'm going to say unfortunately. Unfortunately in the sense that this match probably is nowhere near close to what Asuka and Io would have done. It's still a decent match for the time that it was given, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do a tournament and you're going to like use this as a road to SummerSlam or something like that, you should probably try to, you know, set up matches for SummerSlam going off of the Queen of the Ring, King of the Ring tournaments that are actually going to be compelling. Or is it just me? Am I the only person thinking like that? I'm probably the only person thinking like that. And you know the worst part about it is too? I remember somebody in the comment section, and this is not a knock on you, buddy. I get where you're coming from. And in any other case, I guess this would make sense. I remember somebody in the comment section saying, damn, it would have been nice if they would have put the women's championship in the main event. Maybe you weren't really alluding to this women's match, but I will only presume so because, you know, it's the King of the Ring women's match. I mean, think about that. Imagine if this match was the fucking main event. Holy moly. That would have been fucking terrible. But yeah, this match, they did their thing for how much time they were given, but still probably not going to give it a high star rating just off the fact that they didn't get enough time. But coming up next, we got Jelly Roll and Drew McIntyre taking on Randy Orton. Oh, sorry, no, I got the names mixed up. Wait, no. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I know I'm jinxing it right now. I kind of jinxed it for like the Sami and Karrion Kross match, but this time I'm feeling very, very frisky. I'm feeling like I'm living on the edge. I think this might actually end up being a sleeper match. I don't know. We'll see. Right about now. You know I put out that poll, bruh. Like, whoever said that, look, you guys gotta accept it at this point, man. Logan Paul's a professional wrestler, bruh. Like, we're at the point now. It's like, how many times can you see a guy deliver in the most impactful way as Logan Paul? There are times where Logan Paul has the best match of the night. And so far, right now, tonight, this is the best match of the night, by far. And I shouldn't be surprised. I know I said celebrity match. I really shouldn't be surprised because these celebrity matches always end up being way better than they have any right to be. And it's like, man, at this point, man, it's pure copium. To sit here and say that Logan Paul is just simply a celebrity wrestler, like, it's pure copium at this point, man. The dude has the athleticism. He carries his matches. He goes out there. I mean, he's a base for most of the wrestlers nowadays. He's not just a celebrity wrestler. Again, you're fucking Kofi at this point. He's more charismatic than most wrestlers nowadays. He has his gimmick fucking straight. He's probably one of the best heels in the business right now. Like, quit quit it. You're fucking coping to sit here and say strictly he's a celebrity wrestler. Like, he's so good. Like, as a person, and this even lends credence to his heel character, because I was gonna say, like, he's such a piece of shit human being. Like, he's really a disgusting human being when you really think about all the deplorable shit he's done. I've been following most of the YouTubers who've been calling him out on his absolute deplorable behavior as of late. More in particular, obviously, if you follow CoffeeZilla and all the stuff with the Crypto Zoo stuff that he's yet to actually pay back, all the bullshit with the Lunchly nonsense and all the stuff collaborating with KSI and, you know, Mr. Beast and all that stuff. Say what you will about the guy. It lends credence to even his heel character, man. He's so good. He's so good. And props to Jelly Roll, too. You know, like, I didn't expect him to go out there and take as much damage as he did, and he did. He played his role right. You know, that frog splash off the turnbuckle, that Shane O'Mac frog splash off the turnbuckle through the announcement table. Not saying Shane did that, but in the manner of how, you know, Logan did it. It was so beautiful. You know, Logan Paul, you know, taking the prime, acting like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin and smashing it together with the sunglasses and flying through the air. It's just, it was a beautiful fucking spot, and Jelly took it. He took it like a champ. That looked like it, even with the announcement table, and, you know, it breaks your fall. That didn't look like it was fun to take. That did not look like it was fun to take. And he took it like a boss, man. He took it like a fucking boss. And, you know, it's spots like that changes the trajectory typically of how we look at WWE. This is why WWE is the big time and AEW is in the shape that it's in right now, or in the position that it's in right now, at least. It's the simple fact that WWE can take one spot and make it the center of the entire match, and it will matter more simply because of the selling, simply because of the crowd reaction, simply because of the match in it, or the maneuver in itself, as far as what was actually being done. It's just all about the presentation, man. It's just all about the presentation. And the fact that Jelly Roll was getting cheered when he stood up and the announcers were helping him up, or the referees, I think even the announcers, and he was hugging his wife and kissing her, and, you know, Randy getting his ass kicked in the ring, and they're helping Jelly Roll up the ramp, and he turns around and he sees that Randy is in desperate need of a tag, and he turns around and his facial expression, like, he needs me, I gotta go back there and get the tag. It's like he didn't even put effort. You know, WWE obviously directed all his motions, directed all his moves, and it's just like the simple shit. That's the simple shit that makes professional wrestling professional wrestling. It's that shit right there. It's the amount of shit that you see AEW do, and it's like, if you just simply let some of that shit breathe, if you only understand how much that will actually carry the trajectory of your entire match, if you only fucking got it, if you only fucking understood. And they tagged in Jelly Roll, and he got a big pop. And he got in the ring and he cleared house. A couple of clotheslines here, a couple of clotheslines there. Hit Logan Paul with a choke slam. Ended up giving Drew McIntyre a black hole slam. I think Logan tried to go for a crossbody or something. He got caught in a power slam by Jelly Roll. And everybody was doing their thing, man, until eventually Jelly Roll, like he was already gassed. He was on his knees, and then Drew McIntyre ended up giving him a Claymore kick while he was on his knees. Randy Orton came in, got some nice hang time on this RKO also. That was a fucking beautiful RKO he gave to Drew McIntyre. And then Logan Paul threw Randy out of the ring. Seeing that Randy was Jelly Roll was laid out, and gave him a beautiful frog splash. Looked like a damn. It wasn't even like a frog splash. That was a lowdown. He called it something, fall from grace, something like that. I mean, it wasn't even a frog splash. It was D'Lo Brown's lowdown he used to do back in the days. It looked fucking beautiful. And he ended up picking up the win. I mean, shit, what is my damn record so far? Did I get every match wrong so far? I feel like my predictions were fucking ass, bro. Can I look at my predictions right quick before we get to the main event? Holy shit, I probably have like one of the worst. This has got to be one of my worst prediction videos of all time. Hang on, let me look at it real quick. Let me go back to my community posts. Let's see what I got so far. I said Roman Reigns. Oh, I got the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso match right. No, I got Tiffany right. Although I said Bianca was gonna do something. I got Kross wrong. I got Orton and Jelly Roll wrong. I got Flair and Bliss right. Okay, it wasn't too bad. I'm like 3-2 right now. We'll see what's gonna happen with Gunther and CM Punk. I mean, Seth Rollins will have to cash in for me to be right, because I said neither on both of them. So we'll see how that's gonna go. But as far as the tag team match goes, I thought they did a fantastic job. I thought it's just that simple spot. You know, Jelly Roll played his role, Randy played his role, Drew played his role, and Logan Paul, absolutely, he was the MVP of this entire fucking match. He's such a fucking superstar. Again, you guys, you're smoking pure, unadulterated fucking copium to sit here and pretend as if Logan Paul is simply just a celebrity wrestler because he's not a 5-star caliber talent. At this point, I might even say he's someone, he is capable of pulling out a 5-star match if you give him the right opponent. But yeah, fucking nice, dope-ass match of the night so far. We got Punk and Gunther coming up next, boys. We'll see how this is going to play out. Do I think this might be match of the night? I don't know. So far, this show has been pretty below average. I'm not going to say it was absolute ass. It's just the matches haven't really been hitting as hard as I thought they would. I thought the opener was fine. The tag team match with Jelly Roll and Logan Paul and McIntyre and Orton, they held up their end of the bargain, but still, I wouldn't necessarily say that was like a fucking insanely fantastic match. Just match of the night, and it damn sure went above and beyond what I thought it was going to do. So here's Punk and Gunther to close out the show, man. Is night one going to end up being, because if they end up delivering, I would say that this is an okay show, but if they end up sucking, this is definitely going to be considered an ass show. But we'll see how it's going to play out, folks. Gunther, CM Punk, World Championship. Let's get it. And then probably the least shocking fucking conclusion of all time. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. They try to swerve people. Unfortunately, the internet, it's a little bit too smart nowadays. You know, there's a part of me, man. Damn, bro. I hate this. I hate this part about me being a smart nowadays, man. Man, I wish I was a kid again sometimes. This would have hit so much fucking better if I was a kid again, man. Because there's no way I would have knew Seth Rollins was going to do what he did, man. Don't you guys hate that about professional wrestling nowadays as far as being older? Is that like, man, moments like this just don't even hit that hard like they should fucking hit, because you kind of know the outcome when you shouldn't know the outcome, where you wish you didn't fucking know the outcome. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. Let's focus on this match with Gunther and CM Punk, because in a scope, in my opinion, I thought this was an excellent match. Now, it's not a match of the year contender or anything like that, but I thought this was a fantastic match. I thought this was easily. Now, you're going to see on the star system, you're going to see that I put 3 3/4. I gave it the extra quarter because of the cash in. In reality, this is probably like a 3.5 star match, but it's a solid, very, 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 very solid 3.5 star match. And one thing else I will say, not just, you know, me being a kid and wishing that I can believe in kayfabe again, man. Fuck, this moment would have hit. I promise you, there are a bunch of kids right now who are probably shocked, like absolutely shocked. Kids who don't have access to the internet like that, kids who don't know anything about the dirt sheets, kids who just strictly live week by week watching WWE. God, I wish I can have that innocence again, man. This would hit so much fucking better, man. So much better. But all you can do is just take it in stride and just roll with the punches, man. Nevertheless, it was still fucking fantastic, no matter how predictable it was. But like I said, in a scope, you know what this match reminded me of? Well, I'm not going to say what it reminded me of. There's no in particular match it reminded me of, but it's a certain superstar, which it's very evident what CM Punk was trying to get influence from in this match. Actually, you know what? I will say this match kind of reminded me of a tad bit, although it was done on purpose, right? This match very much reminded me of Bret Hart and British Bulldog at Seasons Beatings back in 1995. It's a great match at In Your House, but instead, you know, the babyface is bleeding, Bret is bleeding, and Bulldog is, you know, obviously the heel going after Bret, whereas in this time, Gunther was the one bleeding, and CM Punk was the other one who was, you know, going after the attack. That was something else that really bugged me also, being such a fucking smart, bro. I can't be the only one, man. As soon as Punk pulled Gunther's legs down on the table, and then the camera focused on Punk, and Gunther went underneath the table, I knew he was blading. I knew he was going to do a blade job as soon as he went underneath the table. Again, I hate the kind of wrestling fan I've become, man. As soon as he went underneath the table, I knew he was blading. And I just said to myself, fuck, I hate this, bro. I wish I could just take my fucking brain out and just throw it away sometimes for like moments like this, man. Not to mention also the constant blood usage from companies like AEW. It just, man, it fucks with WWE because nothing is as impactful as it used to be, man. Like I said, though, these guys with the catch can wrestling in the beginning, working the crowd, getting the crowd involved in the story that they were trying to tell. Like I said, CM Punk went full on Bret Hart mode in this match. You can clearly see the influence. Like, this was straight up Bret Hart's playbook all the fucking way, from the selling, from the way that he was trying to tell the story, and as far as his selling in itself. And Bret had a certain way as far as how he sold, where he legitimately made you think that he was in the process of dying. Like, that was Bret Hart's greatest acumen. It wasn't just the technical wrestling. Yes, Bret Hart is the greatest wrestler of all time from an in-ring perspective. Yes. But strictly Bret Hart's keen sense of just like getting fucking destroyed and having you believe that he is on the brink of losing every match he participated in, no matter it doesn't matter the opponent. Bret just has such a keen sense of making you believe he can lose against anyone because he just got the dog shit beat out of him. And that's what CM Punk did in this match here. I actually lost count of how many times Gunther chopped this man's chest. The fact that CM Punk's chest wasn't like looking like the sun's surface is a goddamn miracle. He beat the dog shit out of CM Punk and just worked him over. Very Rocky Balboa in a sense, as far as how the story was being told, you know what I mean? And it got to a point where Gunther got a little bit too cocky, you know, after beating the dog shit out of CM Punk, giving him his splashes, giving him his lariats, giving him multiple power bombs, shit that he's been winning matches. And I like how the commentators, in particular Wade Barrett, was really trying to enforce the fact and make you understand how many of the opponents that Gunther has faced that he has beaten with the moves that he's currently using on CM Punk at the moment. And Gunther got a little bit carried away, and he went on top of the announcement table after beating the dog shit out of CM Punk some more, and he celebrated while CM Punk was there leaning against the apron trying to, you know, gather himself. Gunther was standing on top of the announcement table, and CM Punk pulled his leg from underneath his leg. Get that reference? And he hit his face on the announcement table. He slid underneath the announcement table. He did a blade job, which I knew he was doing, which I fucking hate. And he came back up bloodied. And there's something else I hate also. Like, if you're gonna bleed, man, like, wrestle a little bit longer with the blood. I know it's WWE, and, you know, they can only do so much with blood. I mean, it's their own, you know, self-inflicted rule, I guess. But, you know, Gunther only bled for a little bit before they got back in the ring. He was very confused. He was like, I can't believe I'm bleeding. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, I don't know what happened. Gunther had that look. It wasn't like a look of like, oh my God, I'm hurting. It was a look of, this motherfucker made me bleed. Oh my fucking God. I gotta stop saying fucking God, my bad. God forgive me. But, CM Punk took advantage of that, and he ended up giving him not one, but 2 GTSs. 2 straight GTSs to the face. I like how Gunther sold the first one. Like, knocked his shit loose. Gunther just stood there bloodied up. And he's just like, where is the ceiling? It's supposed to be up where I'm looking at. But I don't know. Is that a ceiling? Is that, no, Gunther, that's not the ceiling. That there's no roof. There's no roof on that stadium. At least not one that you were looking at. And then Gunther hit him, then CM Punk hit him with a second GTS in order to put him away. And you just knew in the back of your mind, you knew where this was setting up. You knew where this was going, especially where there was literally no surprises tonight. You knew they were going to go off the air with something killer. Not to mention CM Punk wasn't really celebrating, like, you know, celebrating. He was kind of standing in the ring, looking at the championship belt. It wasn't unfolded. Like, he wasn't raising his arms up or nothing like that. You knew something was going down. And that something did go down. All you hear is burn it down. Seth Rollins comes out on crutches with Paul Heyman with the briefcase in hand. He makes it known, I'm going to get you next time. The announcers are trying to sell it like he'll be back in June. Okay. Because I guess the whole thing was like they're trying to play it up like he's going to be out for a year, right? Seth Rollins turns around, stops, turns back around, looks at CM Punk. He drops the crutches. The crowd is losing their shit. He takes off the knee brace or the leg brace. He walks down to the ring and he commences to beating the dog shit out of CM Punk with the briefcase. Then he sets him up, hits him with the stump, cashes in his briefcase, or in reverse, one or the other. And he ends up beating CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Again, very predictable, but nonetheless, still very good. I like the finish. I like what it set up. I like what it did. Once again, no matter how predictable it was, that's on me. It's not on the company for it being predictable. And I thought it was a superb ending to the show. I thought this was fantastic. The match in itself was awesome. I like the fact that they wrestled it very slow paced, very methodical. I think for some of the kids out there, they're not really going to appreciate a match like this. They might appreciate the finish, but they're not going to appreciate the pacing of the match. It was very, 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 very 90s wrestling as far as how it paced itself. I think some of the old heads are going to appreciate that, or some of the fans who are more historians or people who like technical wrestling. I think you're going to go back and watch this match. It's a very wrestler room quality type of match. But I guess we see where this is going to go going forward. You know what I mean? I personally say, we're in August right now. Hell in a Cell. I think that's the only way to blow all this off. Seth Rollins and CM Punk have been feuding now going on damn near 2 years. The World Heavyweight Championship is involved. They fought in steel cage matches. They fought in one-on-one matches. They fought in so many other matches, triple threat matches. CM Punk screwing over Seth Rollins taking his wise man. So much shit has went down amidst this entire fucking feud. The only thing left to do is Hell in a Cell for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm fucking here for it. And I really, 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 really want to see that match. It's a culmination. I can't think of a better match that deserves a Hell in a Cell, even more so than McIntyre and Punk. So we'll get there when we get there. Overall, tonight for SummerSlam, I thought it was very mixed. If it wasn't for this match and the cash-in, I thought this would have been a very below average show. This main event, I'm not going to say it necessarily saved it, because I thought the Jelly Roll match was okay. I thought the opener was okay too, but okay ain't going to cut the mustard had this match actually failed. So the fact that this match actually did its job, I think this was very good. Not very good. The match was very good, but the show was very mid. It was an okay show. Very, very C-graded show, almost leaning towards C-, but I think I'd probably go like a 6.75 as far as the overall rating for the show. I thought it did its job, but tomorrow is the better match card for what I can see, and now that the Seth Rollins thing is gone, that element is gone, that now leads up to what I think is somewhat unpredictable with the Cody Rhodes and John Cena match, so that at least helps out a little bit, right? So we'll be back here tomorrow to check out SummerSlam Night 2. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to how you feel about Night 1. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Good job. Again, I wish I didn't know how the finish was going to play out. But once again, that's on me. It is what it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Night 2. The deuces and a P. Ice.